Hey guys, this video is going to be about how you can find the slope of a line if you're given 2 points. And once you know this information, you're really going to be able to find the slope of the line whether you're given an equation, whether you're given 2 points, whether you're given a table, or whether you're given a graph. So remember that slope is defined as the ratio of the rise to run of a graph or a line, and we use m to represent the letter slope because that's the letter that represents slope in the slope-intercept form. So we're going to take a look at this example here, how we find the slope of the line between the points -2, -1, and 4, 3. Let's start by looking at slope as the rise over the run. So remember, rise is going up and down. So we can think of the rise as the change in the y values, while run is left and right, which would be the change in the x values. Think about it. If you rise from your chair, you are standing up. If you are running across the playground, you're running in a horizontal direction. You're not running straight up. So we need to figure out how much does the y change, and we need to compare that to how much the x changes. So in this case, the change in y is represented by the red. We're going from 3 to -1. How much we change can be found by taking the difference of the two numbers. So 3 minus -1, remember same change gives me 3 plus 1, which is 4. And the x's, I'm going from -2 to +4. So their distance here is going to be 4 minus -2, or 4 plus 2, which is 6. I know my slope in this case is positive because I'm rising up from left to right, like I'm walking uphill, puff, puff, positive. So in this case, my slope needs to be a positive number. I've got 4 over 6. I always want to simplify that to lowest terms. 4 over 6 is the same as 2/3. So we can take and summarize this process into an equation that works no matter what 2 points we're given. If we call our 2 points x sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2, y sub 2, the subscripts are the small numbers just meaning the first x point, the first y point, and the second x point, comma, the second y points. We can easily find the slope by taking y sub 2 minus y sub 1 and subtracting it, or dividing it by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And the y, subtracting the y is going to give us our rise, subtracting the x's is going to give us our run. So this is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. One thing we need to understand is that the order of the points doesn't matter, just so long as the x1 and the y1 come from the same ordered pair and the x2, y2 come from the same ordered pair. So take a look at this example. The one on the left is the problem we just did, and we got 2/3. And this would be assuming that -2, -1 was our x1, y1. On the right side, we've taken and we've switched it up. We call 4, 3 the x1, y1, and -2, -1 the x2, y2. And notice that this time we're going to do -1 minus 3, which gives me -4, and -2 minus 4, which gives me -6, and a negative divided by a negative is going to give me a positive. So either way I do this, I get the same answer. So the order of the points doesn't matter as long as the 1's are in the same ordered pair and the 2's are in the same ordered pair. You should always be checking your answer to make sure that whatever type of slope you get, whether it's positive, negative, 0, or undefined, matches what the graph looks like. And if you need to, draw a sketch of it so you could see and visualize that, yes, this should be a positive slope. So here's an example. I have -1, 4 and 2, -2. One thing that I really like to do anytime I do these problems is I like to label my numbers. So I'm going to call -1 x sub 1 and 4 y sub 1, and then I'm going to call 2 x sub 2, and I'm going to call -2 y sub 2. And now notice that I'm able to just plug these things into my equation, and I don't have to guess or try to remember which one is which. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus y1. Looking back up here, I have that y2 is -2, y1 is 4. So -2 minus 4 gives me -6. I have that x sub 2 is 2, and x sub 1 is -1. -2 minus -1 becomes -2 plus 1, which is 3. -6 divided by 3 is -2. So my slope in this case would be -2. If I wanted to verify that that was correct, I could draw just a little sketch of my graph. x1, y1, -1, 4 is going to be somewhere up here. 2, -2 is going to be somewhere down here. And if I were to connect those with the line, I'd pretty easily see that should be a negative slope. Notice that I didn't even make anything exact here. I just drew a sketch to help me check my answer, which is a great habit to get into. All right, to finish up, I'd like you to try this problem. Find the slope of the line between these 2 points using our equation y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Go ahead and put the answer into the Edpuzzle, and then you're done for tonight. We will go over this problem first thing when we come into class.